This episode of Sips and Flights was brought to you by 4204 Restaurant and Brewery and Purist Vodka. Hi, Wendell Covington here with Sips and Flights and Local Brew Magazine. We're here with 4204 Brewery and Restaurant in Belleville, Illinois. Here at Sips and Flights, we highlight some of our local brewers and distillers in wine and spirits. So, Cory, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good, man. So tell us a little bit about 4204. Give us a little history about the organization.
All right. So 4204, it's in Belleville, Illinois. It's kind of entertaining. So the number 4204 is actually the address. So it's really easy to find if you're trying to figure out where the brewery is. But I think honestly, I don't remember when we exactly opened. I think it was 2015.
Okay.
But we've gone through a couple brewers. We have a production facility as well. So we have our restaurant that's 4204 West Main, but we also have our big production facility. It's at 6435 West Main. So it's actually a mile down the road. So if you want to see, like at the restaurant, we have our small system where I do a lot more of the playing with stuff. You can see that at the restaurant, or if you want to see the big scale, the big giant tanks that we have, so we'll check out the tap house.
So how did you get into the whole brew? You're the brew master, right?
I'm one of the brewers there, yes.
Say meister, right? So how did you get into the brew business?
So it's
I'm
honestly,
sure that's not something that you can just apply for, right?
Well, ish. So in my opinion, working in a brewery, it's a vocation. So you start out ground floor, you do all the work that no one else wants to do. You do all the cleaning. Well, being a brewer, you're basically, I call it a glorified janitor. You clean everything. But I mean, cleanliness, sanitization, it's super important. But honestly, what got me into the brewery is my mom got me a homebrew kit for Christmas. I started out, I played with that, I had so much fun with it, and at the time I was doing a degree at SOE in chemistry. And I thought, what sounds great? Beer science. Who doesn't want to do beer science? I'm just going to drink some beer, do some tests on it, and that's actually where 4204 was just starting to get bigger and expand, and it was really close to my house, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and apply them, see how it turns out. Got in the door there, started at the bottom, doing all the keg cleaning, snapping cans in the six packs, and then just kind of worked my way through, and now I'm the brewer.
Wow. I mean, to some of our viewers, that sounds probably like a dream job. You know, you get to play with beers, experiment on beers, but it's awesome that you had the opportunity to kind of work your way up and move through the ranks. So you talked about this big production facility, right? So how many barrels do you guys produce on a regular basis, daily, monthly, annually?
Daily, it ranges anywhere from a 15-barrel batch that we can do on our system to producing 60 barrels at a time. So honestly, it just depends on time of year, month. It fluctuates how much we produce. So there's not really a specific monthly number.
Got it.
And I haven't been, so I actually started out at 4204. I helped a couple guys open Twisted Roots in St. Louis. I was there for a year and a half, and I went back to 4204, and I've only been there for about 9 months now, so I don't know what our annual barrelage is at the moment.
Absolutely, but pretty significant.
Oh, it's definitely definitely growing. We've got a lot of full tanks right now.
So for those of us who don't know much about 4204, what makes your beer special? What's special about 4204?
Honestly, there's just a lot of attention to detail in there. I'm slightly OCD with some things. I like to get a little creative and push the boundaries on some things, but I also really like to nail some styles. So true to style, like the Comeback Kid that we'll be trying in a little bit. It's a really clean, light, nice porter.
Awesome. So we talked about some of your own brews. Talk a little bit about your lineup. I mean, I've done a little research, and you guys have an awesome lineup of beers. And if you want to kind of talk a little bit about that, and then you've brought some of these great wings that I'm really ready to dig into.
I'm pumped for some wings.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what did you bring for us today?
So today I brought our off-duty American lager.
Okay.
With being a craft brewery, we don't offer domestics, and
Okay.
it's craft people like to talk shit on domestic drinkers, but
Right.
I really enjoy drinking a Busch.
Right.
So
Right.
every style has its place, but to satisfy the people that drink the light American lagers, we went ahead and created our own version of a light American lager. And one thing that we actually do with our light American lager is we donate back to like wounded veterans, those in need. So portions of the proceeds go back to helping that. It used to be backstoppers, so it goes to first responders,
Right.
stuff like that.
Isn't that awesome? 4204, serving the community, as well as providing some great lager for us, right? Brews for us. So yeah, talk to us a little bit about this beer.
So the next one that we have is the Pecan Brown.
Okay.
So that is actually one of the original beers that Tony, the original brewer, came up with, and it is our flagship beer.
Classic.
It's the one that we sell the most of, that people know us for. We also have a variation of it, that's the salted caramel. I personally am not a fan, but that's because I was working one day and the sight glass gave out, so I took a beer shower.
Okay.
And smelling like a certain beer for the entire day, I just don't like it anymore, just because the smell, it just
Right.
I can't
Just
do
turns
it.
you off, right?
Yeah, but it's the salted caramel is also one that
Excellent.
people tend to like lose their minds for as soon as it's the season for it.
Excellent.
And then
Okay.
the next one we've got is the Comeback Kid. So
Okay.
the reason I actually named it the Comeback Kid is we had sold the restaurant for a little bit because we wanted to focus just on the production, and
Got it.
there was a lot going on there. So we ended up taking the restaurant back over, and that was the first batch that I brewed on the system at the restaurant. So it was me being the kid that came back and creating this new beer that we can kind of play around with and have on tap at the restaurant.
Excellent.
And then the last one we have is our Schwarzschild. That is actually Hannah, the other brewer, our head brewer. That is her baby. So that's one that she did a homebrew.
Right?
So she did a homebrew batch and a lot of stuff. This was before we had the restaurant, so that's how we would test our recipes that might be a little weird, different, that we weren't too sure about. So she did that as a homebrew, brought it in. We all loved it, so then we scaled it up. So it's a horchata inspired black lager. So it's got cinnamon, lactose, vanilla. It is a nice, creamy black lager.
Sounds awesome. And you also brought some of our great food, right? From 4204.
Yeah. So
what do we have?
We have our Thai chili wings, and I don't know what sauce they use, but I have a thing for these wings. It's one of my favorites.
I haven't tasted them, but they're calling me. Like, Wendell, you want to eat 10 of me? So for the novice here, how do you taste beers? How do you appreciate the aroma, the bouquet, the color, and if you could take us through the process and brew expert here.
So honestly, a lot of it's just kind of allowing those aromas to come across your nose, allow it to sit on your palate, because a lot of us, we drink our beer too fast. So a lot of flavor is actually derived from smell. So that's why like a lot of IPAs, stuff like that, those will be in tulips, which will funnel the aroma to your nose, which gets the hot flavor more in your palate. So this off-duty, it's super clean, super clear. It's classic light American lager. And most people think that lagers are basic beers. But this is actually one of the hardest styles to do.
Really?
Because there's nothing else in this beer. There's nothing to hide any off flavors. If you mess up, you're going to taste it in a lager. It's not like an IPA where I can just throw a bunch of hops in it and I just get hops and my mistakes are gone.
It's crisp. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice, light,
Nice,
refreshing.
light.
Just mowed the lawn, going fishing. It's a great
have
outdoor
done
beer.
nothing. And just want to sit on the couch.
Or that works too.
This is great. And remind us of what this one is again?
Our off-duty light American lager.
Off duty. That's great. Excellent. Excellent. I like it.
Yeah,
I mean, am I supposed to say that I don't like it? Right?
I mean,
I'm probably going to like them all. Right?
You can be honest though, because
right.
it won't offend me. Everyone has their own personal taste.
Absolutely.
Of course, I didn't bring any that I don't like because
of course
I don't want to drink it.
Makes sense. Right? Makes
but like a style that I just can't do, I can't get over is saisons.
Okay.
They're a big style, popular style, but
right.
I don't like the farmhouse funk with it. So that's just a style that I can't do.
Got it. All right, what do we have up next?
So next is the pecan brown. So this one is a American brown. So it's got a little bit of sweetness on the nose. It's lighter. It's not as so there's actually two different kinds of browns. There's an English brown and an American brown. The British brown or English brown or whatever is going to be a little bit more biscuity, more malty. This one's a little bit light, and then we have the pecans that we added to it.
Do I smell molasses or something? Oh my goodness.
There's no molasses in it, so.
Maybe
but I mean,
pecan.
It might be, but a lot of the different grains add a lot of different smells.
Okay, I like the first one, but I love this one. This is delicious.
I'm just gonna hope that the scale just keeps going up from here, you know.
Oh my goodness! I mean, how do I'm trying to eat a wing in between, but I mean, these beers are delicious. And this is an awesome, like one of the best kept secrets in this local St. Louis metropolitan area. I mean, many people may not even have known that 4204 is producing great beers like this.
Well, that and the river. It's like this big geographical thing that people just won't cross.
They won't cross the river, right? Okay. So, Cory, let's talk about this next beer.
All right, so the next one is the Comeback Kid Porter. It is a lighter porter. A lot of the styles or beers that people do that style tend to be a little bit heavier, thicker, more coffee notes, chocolate notes. This one is actually kind of deceiving because it looks like it's dark, looks like it's heavy, but it's surprisingly light for being a dark beer.
Yeah, when you poured it, it reminds you of a stout, right? But you definitely corrected me right away and let me know it's a porter.
Correct.
So if you can kind of talk about the difference between a porter and a stout, because it looks a lot like a Guinness.
Right, yeah,
right?
No, it's got the dark color. I mean, Guinness is on nitrogen, this is on CO2, so it's going to have a different mouthfeel. But a lot of the differences between the beers are, honestly, I could change this recipe just very slightly and it'd be a stout. So it's just different ratios of the grains that go into it, and you're able to create lighter flavors, different flavors. It's all just subtle differences in recipe.
Definitely. I like a stout, and so, but I definitely taste the subtle differences between the porter and the stout. I love
like
it.
This is, it's reminiscent of a stout, but it's a
Not
lighter,
as heavy.
it's a
Not
lighter
as heavy.
version. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Delicious. I think I'm becoming a 4204 follower. All right, last but not least.
So the last is that horchata inspired black lager, so our Schwarzschild. This is one that it's just kind of hard to explain. You get a lot of different flavors in your palate at once, and it works. It's got a real nice aroma on it when you smell it. It's vanilla.
I smell the vanilla.
Oh yeah, it's nice, relaxing scent. It's great. And with this one, the cinnamon kind of follows in afterwards.
It hits you after, in that aftertaste. This is delicious. Okay. Okay, Cory. Ooh, this is tough. Okay, I'm gonna rank them. My personal favorites.
Go for it.
The pecan.
All right.
Number 1. Sriracha. Number 2. I will definitely stock my refrigerator. And because I am more of a stout lover, right? The porter is a lighter version. And of course, no diss.
Right, yeah, no.
But it's a delicious beer. So I would rate that last for me personally.
Right.
But I enjoyed all 3, and they're all light and fresh. And I can definitely see myself drinking a lot of this. So definitely keep it coming.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited that you enjoyed all of them.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, with beer, that's not necessarily something that always happens.
And trust me, I've had quite a few that I did not enjoy. But again, I like all of them are really light and fresh, not heavy. I definitely like the Sriracha. It definitely, you can smell the vanilla and then that after taste of the cinnamon, and yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. Here's our spirit section, and we're tasting Purist vodka. Actually, it's been distributed from Italy, and we're also going to taste a little bit of these awesome looking wings here. But before we do that, Cory, talk to us a little bit about the restaurant, right? What are you guys known for? What should we eat when we go to 4204 restaurant?
Right, so we're actually known for some steaks. It's a really good steaks. Tuesday's T-bone day. It is. I mean, we've got a steak special on Monday. It's a good special, but I mean, I'm a T-bone guy, so that T-bone's on point. Obviously, we've got some really good wings here.
Talk about these. I mean, these are delicious. So I finally got a chance to eat one.
Yeah, these are our Thai chili wings. It's got a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice. It's just
goes perfect with any beer. I think it'll go perfect with any beer.
I mean, my inner fat kid agrees. So I just there's lunch specials. We've been doing a focus group, so we've been talking. We've had some people come in. We've been talking to them. We're actually kind of working on changing the menu a little bit.
Okay.
So we've got some solid stuff at the moment, but some of the stuff that we did in this focus group, it was stuff I would have never even imagined trying, like a grilled romaine. I would never have thought of trying it, but it was something that they did. I got a little sample of it, and I just kept going back to pick at it and pick at it. And it
sounds delicious.
Well, it was something I would never have ordered, honestly, because grilled romaine, I need wings. I'll do that as my appetizer.
But it doesn't make you feel as guilty, right?
Right. But
go in and have a grilled romaine. If you don't get a steak this time or these awesome Thai chili wings,
right,
you can get some grilled romaine to make you feel better.
Yeah, no, you got some smoke from the grill and the char on it. It was actually really good.
Sounds delicious. But I tell you, these wings are to die for. So 2020, you mentioned a little bit about some of your past collaborations and partnerships. Kind of talk a little bit about some of your collaborations and partnerships and possibly where you want to go in the future. So
for now, I'm definitely sticking with 4204, but what I'm actually in the works on doing right now is a couple different things.
Okay.
So we're going to do a collaboration with the brewery that I used to work at.
Okay.
And then I actually have a little bit off the wall beer that I kind of plan on doing that I should actually.
Is it too early to ask what it is?
No. This is why it's off the wall. So I have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
I love some candy.
Okay.
So I'm getting a little bit weird. I'm going to do a watermelon Jolly Rancher IPA. So I'm actually going to throw 15 pounds of Jolly Ranchers into this beer and try to get that watermelon flavor to come out. And the only part that was really awful about it was I contacted them to try to get, like bulk. The only bulk I could get was single flavors, so I had to unwrap.
No!
So 15 pounds is roughly 1,200 Jolly Ranchers. So we had to unwrap all of those.
Well, it better be good for if you have to unravel.
I might cry if it's not good.
So, has there ever been a partnership that didn't work out so well?
Well, the guys that actually started Twisted Roots used to work at 4204 as well. So there was, obviously they wanted to open their own place, so there was some stress there, but so far things have been going fairly well.
Pretty good. Your dream collaboration, what would it be?
Oh, geez.
If you had to pick a top 5, top 3.
I don't know about top 3, but there's a few breweries that kind of segued me into like opening my palate, trying new things. So one of my favorites is it's Deschutes. So it's a brewery out in Oregon, and it's actually the brewery that got me into IPAs. So that's one of my favorites, just because it bridged the gap for me. It got me into more into beer. Right. And then another one is Sweetwater. It's a brewery in Atlanta, but their 420 Pale Ale it is one of my favorite pale ales. So if I could, it'd be crazy because both of these are very large breweries, big breweries, much bigger than we are at the moment. So if we were to partner with them and do something like that, it'd be crazy.
Excellent. So we have Purist Vodka here. And I was not supposed to do my gold finger, but this is exotic from Italy. And here distributed right here in Illinois. Oh, St. Louis. And so we want to sample a little bit of our spirit right here. And let's see what we think of Purist Vodka. I don't think I've ever had Italian vodka before.
I definitely have not.
Well, cheers.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is
a lot smoother than I expected.
Than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Wow. New fan of Purist Vodka. Keep them coming.
That's surprisingly good. I'm not the biggest fan of vodka, and this works for me.
And I am not a huge vodka fan myself, but this is delicious, right? And it's not chilled, room temperature. Awesome, sexy looking bottle here, as you can see it. But again, imported from Italy. And so again, we're highlighting here, thanks, Purist, for this great taste and spirit.
It doesn't burn like I thought it would either.
It's not at all. It's very smooth. And I thought, well, hey, I'm going to have something that I don't like today. I ended up liking all 4 of the beers and the vodka. So if you have to leave our viewers with one message about 4204 and if anybody's interested in the business, what would you tell them, Cory?
So honestly, I would tell them just come check us out because I have a lot of things that I'm working on. So expect a lot of big things to come from us and a lot of new things. I'm going to try to push the boundaries and honestly get a little bit weird with beer.
I like it. I'm waiting on that watermelon IPA, so I'm going to expect to be the first one to taste it. Well, first one out of cider.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I won't hold you to that, too strictly, but at least have me in the top 10.
Well, now that I know that you're out in Shiloh, you'll just have to pop in.
I will pop in, yeah. And I'm so glad that I've met you guys, and I will definitely be over to have a fat, juicy steak and some of that grilled romaine lettuce, and definitely these Thai wings. and I'll probably have all of these awesome beers. So, well, I just thank you and learned a lot, and appreciate you guys here on Sips and Flights.
Hey, this is Cory with 4204, last name Sanftleben. Good luck with that. And this was a local brew magazine. Had a good time.
This episode of Sips and Flights was brought to you by 4204 Restaurant and Brewery and Purist Vodka.